I'm asking AI to give me a new extreme challenge that I have to complete every single day for the next 30 days. And let me tell you, the AI does not show any mercy. In this video, I have to suffer through challenges like walking 10,000 steps backwards in a single day, go 24 hours without eating, and on day 30, I was asked to do the hardest workout of my entire life. So why am I doing this? I've realized that I almost never step out of my comfort zone, and honestly, my life has been pretty boring recently. But I want to stop playing everything so safe. I want to test my limits, which is why I'm handing this power to AI to challenge me with things that I would never do on my own. And to raise the stakes, I've also asked AI for a punishment in case I don't complete one of the challenges, and
if you fail one of the
there's
daily
no way I'm
challenges,
letting myself miss a day.
you have to spend 24 hours in a tiny, confined space with minimal comforts and no digital.
Let's see what the very first challenge is.
For day 1, how about starting with the 100 push-up challenge? It's a classic, intense physical challenge that would be
Looks like for day 1, I have to do 100 push-ups. Let's see how this goes. 100 push-ups isn't a terrible way to start things off, and I was kinda excited to see how fast I'd get them done. What I wasn't excited about was AI saying that this was just to set the tone for more extreme challenges.
challenges that might come later.
Halfway. I honestly really struggled to get through this. Holy crap. 5 more. It took me 7 minutes and 10 seconds to get through all 100 push-ups. Well, 101. 100. Heart rate is 117. Day 1 complete. I was not nearly as excited about this one. The thought of burning 1,000 calories in one workout was overwhelming. I started off with a quick lift, but I knew that wouldn't cut it, so I started doing some cardio. About an hour in, I was about 600 calories burned, and my body felt like it was shutting down. I was honestly on the verge of quitting. But I couldn't let myself fail on day 2, so I pushed through despite the pain. And I'm glad I did. It hurt, but I felt so accomplished when I was done. I knew this was going to be tougher than the push-ups, but I did not expect it to be this brutal. It took me an hour and 54 minutes with an average heart rate of 128. This is going to be a long 30 days. This was honestly pretty nice. I've never taken an ice bath before, and I actually didn't mind it, especially after the first 2 challenges. I don't know how we went from a simple ice bath to this, but for day 4, I had to take 10,000 steps completely backwards. Fortunately, for some reason my fiancée Jania was willing to go out and record me walking backwards for over 2 hours straight. Her positivity really helped me get through today. This sucks.
You're doing great though.
AI is sure getting creative with the challenges. Hopefully tomorrow's is better.
So many people in their cars are looking at us like, what the heck is going on?
I was actually super worried about this one, but not nearly as worried as Jania.
Well, you can actually do that one though, right?
I have to, why not?
Because you're literally diabetic and it says you have to go a full 24 hours without eating.
So? But I would not put this challenge over my health. I paid close attention to make sure I was safe, and I never got to a point where I had to eat. Luckily, I was really busy hanging out with my friends all day, so I honestly didn't have much time to even think about eating. That was until my friends decided tonight was a good night to go get dinner. I was getting really hungry watching everyone else's food come out, but I didn't have much time left, so I pushed through. This is literally the hungriest I've ever been, and I'm about to go pick up 4 subs. This was by far the hardest challenge so far, but it's kind of cool that I could say I fasted for a whole 24 hours. After literal hours of doing handstands, I was extremely sore, and I seriously doubted if I could even finish this one. But that's where my friend Braden came in. He's also a sucker for crazy challenges, so he joined in to push me through the final stretch.
I can't do that.
And I'm very thankful because just having his company gave me the motivation to finally hit the 10-minute mark. Today, I had to run a 5K, and I haven't consistently run since high school cross country, so I knew this was going to be very humbling.
This is not going to be good.
What I didn't know was how humbling it would be.
3, 2, 1, go.
I started off at a reasonable pace that felt slow enough to maintain. Or so I thought.
7:48, first mile.
About 10 minutes in, my 7:48 pace turned into a 9-minute pace.
The 9-minute miles.
And that was only the beginning.
You got it. Keep it up.
I felt unbelievably slow. My body started progressively shutting down the last 2 miles.
It's unbelievably slow.
Braden realized that I was dying, so he decided to jump in and help push me to the end, but it was too late. Near the end of mile 2, I remember telling Braden that I couldn't really see, which is probably a good sign to quit because clearly I pushed my body too hard. But I was not going to let myself stop. I knew I had to finish, even if it felt impossible. Every step felt heavier than the last. By the time we reached the final stretch, I was running on pure willpower. And I completed the challenge despite my body screaming at me to quit. I feel embarrassed to even put this on YouTube. I finished in 28 minutes.
That was awful.
You did great.
I can't see.
For reference, my time in high school was 19 minutes and 30 seconds. Now, to be fair, I haven't touched endurance training in years. All of my training recently has been focused on strength and power. Also, I'm diabetic, and I didn't realize, but apparently my blood sugar was dropping at an alarming rate for the last 10 minutes of the run, which explains why I felt so bad and I lost my vision. If that didn't happen, my time probably still would not have been great, but I think it would have been a lot better. Something I've been learning throughout this challenge is that you can't be great at everything. Each day, AI is giving me a completely different challenge, and some of them I can knock out no problem, while others take every fiber of my being to get through. My time may not even be close to what I want, but that's okay, because that's not my priority right now. I'm incredibly proud of my athletic abilities, and a slow 5K does not change that. I'm just happy this one's over. Each day, I'm pushing myself further, and fatigue is starting to hit hard. Every day, my challenges begin to feel more mental than physical, but I can't stop now. For day 12, I was supposed to see how fast I could complete 50 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, and 150 squats, and it ended up taking 12 minutes and 30 seconds. Day 15 is just around the corner. It's hard to believe I'm almost halfway done, but it's only getting harder from here. It's finally day 15, and my challenge was a 3-minute continuous bear crawl, which I thought sounded weird, but pretty easy. I was very wrong. I severely underestimated that. That was brutal. Holy crap. We are officially halfway done. 15 days, my shoulders hurt. Subscribe. A lot of these challenges have been pretty rough. There have been many times I've debated on quitting, but I think I'm gonna push through the whole way. Some of the challenges have been pretty fun, but most of them have sucked. I guess we're running out of ideas because this was just day 1, but doubled. An entire hour of continuously walking up and down steps was painfully boring. I wanted to get it out of the way early, and I'm glad I did because I at least got to watch the sunrise while I suffered. Even though it didn't feel too hard, when I finished, my legs would not quit shaking. In 1 hour, I walked 2.14 miles, had an elevation gain of 234 feet, with an average heart rate of 121. I completely forgot to do this until right before bed, so I had to go out and lunge an entire lap around the track at night. But luckily, I didn't have to do it alone, because Jania wanted to join me even though she had to get up at 6 in the morning.
Yay, Zach.
This one was very difficult, to be honest. My legs were fried by the end. Day 30 cannot come soon enough. So apparently ChatGPT really loves making me do push-ups. 1,000 push-ups is insane, but I started out strong, knocking out about 500 in the first hour. By that point though, my elbows were really starting to hurt. By about 700, the pain was becoming unbearable. I was beginning to wonder, was doing 300 more push-ups really worse than spending 24 hours in a confined space? And honestly, it seemed like it was. But at this point, there's so much more on the line than avoiding the punishment. The real reason I'm still following through with these insane challenges is to prove to myself what I'm capable of and push myself to new limits. I took a break for a few hours to let my elbows recover, but I knew that I was not failing today no matter how much pain I was in. After the break, the last 300 push-ups went incredibly slowly, but luckily the pain was gone. Today was a huge accomplishment for me, and I'm ready for anything that the last 8 days throws at me. But please, no more push-ups. Over the past 21 days, I've already had to do 1,400, and I think that's enough. After weeks of these extreme challenges, I'm finally closing in on the end of my 30 days. I'm feeling kind of burnt out of pushing myself to the limit each and every day. 1,000 crunches sucked, but it was a million times better than 1,000 push-ups. An hour of cycling was boring, and my butt was extremely sore from the uncomfortable seat. The 30-minute cold shower was one of the hardest mental battles I've ever faced in my life. Obviously I can't show much, but believe me, this was not fun.
This sucks.
For day 26, I was supposed to do burpees to failure, so I warmed up a little bit before getting straight into it. I was going strong until about rep 12 I started slowing down. I finished with 20 quality reps. Burpees are kind of a weird thing to take to failure, because I feel like I could have done plenty more, but the quality went so downhill that I decided that any more wouldn't even count as a burpee in my eyes. This one was really tough. An hour of stretching actually felt pretty nice. It was boring, but I really needed it. 1,000 jump squats. This sounded even worse than the 1,000 push-ups. I started off doing sets of about 25 pretty easily, but after about 300, I was completely exhausted. I kept pushing through though, and by the time I got to about 700, I was only doing sets of 5 to 10 reps. And as you can see, I was feeling it. I did this challenge in the morning so that I could get it out of the way early, but that also means that I did it before lunch. So I did all 1,000 squat jumps and burned over 1,000 calories on a completely empty stomach, which was definitely a mistake. This is a contender for the toughest challenge yet, but it felt so good to be done. Only 2 more days left, and I'm terrified for what's yet to come. A 5-minute dead hang didn't sound too bad. I decided to start off by seeing how long I could hang in one go. And I made it 1 minute and 30 seconds, which I'm pretty happy with. After that, I did 20 to 40 second hangs until I was finished, just trying to push through the burn. I actually ended up getting this done in less than 10 minutes, which I'm really proud of. Not that this mattered for the dead hang, but I just want to note that my legs are extremely sore from the jump squats yesterday. I only have one more challenge to go, and then I'm officially done. It's finally day 30. After today, I can hopefully say that I've survived all 30 of these extreme challenges. But of course, we've saved the worst for last. I'm supposed to knock out 100 burpees, 200 push-ups, 300 bodyweight squats, 100 jumping jacks, 100 mountain climbers per side, 100 sit-ups, 100 high knees per side, and 100 Russian twists per side. And worst of all, I only have 1 hour to complete all of this. Let's get this over with so I never have to listen to ChatGPT again. Wish me luck. Welp, it's time, and somehow I dragged Braden along with me.
3, 2, 1, go!
I started off doing 1 set of each exercise in a row for that B-roll shot that I did earlier. So after only a few minutes in, I was at 18 burpees, 25 push-ups, 25 squats, 40 jumping jacks, 20 mountain climbers each side, 16 sit-ups, 25 high knees each side, and 30 Russian twists each side. Let me get the burpees out of the way. My plan was to try and knock out the burpees as soon as I could because I knew those would take the most energy by far. Then during my rest, I could get some of the abdominal exercises done. Braden's job was to keep track of how many reps of everything I had left.
50 sit-ups.
Then I also told him he could get some cool camera shots if he wanted to. Which may have been a mistake.
Oh god, this is gonna be a bad idea. Yeah, we're gonna sit that back down.
The burpees felt like they would never end, and I was starting to feel really sick. I was very scared that I was going to puke because of the constant moving. And it was already a little over 30 minutes in, and I still had well over half to go. However, the burpees were taking by far the most time, so once those are out of the way, things should start going much quicker. 4 more?
4.
I was so relieved to finish my last 4 burpees. But then Braden had some bad news.
There's a temperature thing popping up on your thing.
In other words, the camera started overheating, which meant that I'd have to switch over to a phone recording really soon. I think that's 90 sit-ups. Let me get them over with.
Yeah.
After the burpees, I wanted to knock out the rest of my sit-ups since I was almost done, but I had barely even started the rest of my exercises. Sit-ups and burpees are done. So I'm done with sit-ups and burpees, right?
Yeah.
How many squats am I at? I've done like none.
I think I had 25 squats.
My legs are still sore from the jump squats 2 days ago. So the camera died and Braden had to leave, which meant I was feeling way less motivated. I was 44 minutes in, and I still had over 200 squats and 100 push-ups, but the other exercises should go pretty quickly. So in order to get everything done in only 16 minutes, I had to go fast. I sailed through the high knees, mountain climbers, jumping jacks, and Russian twists in between my squat and push-up rest periods. 45 more squats, 18 more push-ups. Less than 2 minutes. The time was closing in fast. 1:20. And I was starting to get stressed that I wouldn't be able to finish in time. I've suffered for 29 days straight. There's no way that I can let myself fail on the very last challenge. This has been such a long journey, and I'm actually kind of sad for it to be ending. Every day, I was starting to look forward to completing whatever crazy challenge I thought of, because I looked forward to seeing what I could do when I pushed myself to the limit in new extreme ways. With only 1 minute to spare, I finished my push-ups and only had 15 more squats to go. Last rep of the 30-day challenge. And just like that, the workout and the 30-day challenge was finished. 59 minutes and 42 seconds. This was an extremely crazy challenge, and I pushed myself to the limit each and every day. That might be the hardest thing I've ever done. If you want to see me push myself to the limit and train my heart out to dunk a basketball in only 60 days, click this video. Let's go. Subscribe for more.